Well, I'm back with a lovely Search Press book. I first of all have to explain to you how I actually got this book. Now, I wasn't intending to put a review on my Fizzy Star art page or on my channel. I just wanted this book for myself. So Search Press Art do something called Review It Friday, where several people are given a chance to review a new book. So I put in a request, left a comment from my personal page, and I was chosen to do an honest review on Amazon, which I did do. I then got to keep the book. Now, I've been looking at the book, I'm really impressed with it. My son's had a look at it, and he is a very talented manga artist, and he thinks this is a great book for teaching people how to draw manga. So I've decided to actually do a review on the channel, because I want to encourage people with all types of art, even art that I'm not that good at myself. I do know what makes a good book, and I can tell from the instructions, if I can understand it, then it's going to be easy enough for a young person, because I don't have that much experience of drawing manga. It's just something I very much like. We read a lot of manga books. So I'm going to look at the Mega Guide to Drawing Manga by Samantha Gorel. I hope that's how I've pronounced the surname correctly. Now, this was previously published as Manga the Mega Guide. So I think the inside is basically the same, but it's been like new cover, and it's very, very nice. I'm just going to move this along. Let me open it up and have a look at the pages. So we have inside here, just make sure that's lined up so we can see everything. Yes, so we've got a picture of Samantha. Now, she's a self-taught artist, manga artist, and she understands how young people learn to draw. So she's written this book in a way that it's very easy to use for a young person. But after I have read it, I think it's also very easy for an older person to use as well. Now, I've looked at quite a few Learn to Draw manga books, and I think this is by far the best one that I have seen in a long time, because it has so much in here. You only need the one book to get started. And here we have Learning to Draw, Faces and Expression. It covers different genders and ages, eyes and hair, skin, figures, and I think the inking and colouring section is particularly good. So the illustrations are so bold and beautiful. I love the larger format here of this book, and how you can see all the detail. And if you're learning to draw, it's really good to have a nice size picture that you can see all the detail when you're copying. So it goes right back to basics. And you can see here everything is very clearly set out for you, step by step. I think this really would appeal to a young person starting out. But I say, if you're an older artist starting out on a different type of art, you shouldn't think, oh, I can't use that book because it's aimed at younger people, because these are the type of books that are so great to learn. You will find every single thing you need in here. You won't get upset because you don't understand because a step has been missed out, because every single step that you need is in this book. I think the style is wonderful. We have so much detail in here. So I'm going to flip through quite quickly. You get a good idea of the pictures. I just think the pictures are so wonderful. Now, there's plenty of detail, but it's all set out very simply. This is something that I found very confusing when I was first trying to draw manga, was the body proportions. But I think you will really, really find this helpful. I really do like the style of this. Hands and feet can be very difficult to draw, and we've got lots of different poses here to trying to work out how to draw a hand when it's holding something. And I love the way this is, the feet are shown quite blocky, and then you can interpret that into the actual foot. Footwear, there's a nice section on that. Then we move on to the leg in detail. Different poses. There are so many action poses in manga. that this book has, I think, everything you're going to need to start with. So we cover different types of figure. It's quite a large book. I think it's 176 pages, so I'm flipping through quite quickly here because I don't want to make it a super long video and you'll get bored. But there was just some beautiful pictures. So we have compositions covered. Now this is a section I really love, which is tools for inking, fine liners or with dip pens, how to ink a figure. Now I think this is wonderful. It is really detailed. And then you've got colour theory, colour temperature. I love this one. Picking your colour scheme. It tells you lots of things you might not think about, like colour and emotion, character and colour, and then light and shade. Light and shade in manga, where to place your shadows. And we've got highlights here. Now, of course, I love coloured markers. It's my thing. So I think this section is absolutely beautiful. Obviously, I'm going to start off with coloured markers. We've got pens that I already have down here. But if you don't have coloured markers, you're just starting out, we have some other materials that you can use in this book. The skin, I think, is particularly interesting. I find skin tones very difficult to do. Lovely section on hair here. And look at this, how to make your eyes beautiful. So pretty. And there's another little bit on colouring your figure with markers. And then we move on to watercolours. So if you're just starting out and you don't have markers, but you have some watercolours, you can use watercolours. You can use watercolours and your markers if you have them. So it shows the different effects you get using the different types of pen and watercolour and paint. And in here, you see we have lovely soft figures there. Now something most young people have is coloured pencils. So if they get this book, they're bound to have some coloured pencils. They can start drawing straight away. And you can always move on to markers or watercolour or any other type of material you want at a later date. And we've got acrylics there, because I think a lot of young people maybe use acrylics more than watercolour. So it covers everything. Look at these beautiful pictures. And digital tools and backgrounds. It really does have everything. Yes, 176 pages, more than 20 step-by-step projects. So I think this is an amazing little book. I think it's brilliant for anyone of any age starting out with just drawing manga. I will add this to my list of things where I need to do some projects and show you how easy it is. It contains everything you need to know to start drawing manga. The illustrations are so bright and bold and colourful. It's a very attractive looking book. I think it will appeal to young people. And don't think you can't use this book because you may be a bit older. It's really useful for anyone of any age.